One word, 9 letters, and the power to control somebody's entire life. Addiction is defined as a complex condition, a brain disease that is manifested by compulsive substance use despite harmful consequences. Even though it is categorized as a brain disease, many still interpret it as a choice. This is why I'm here today. My name is Abbey, and for my senior project, I conducted research on addiction and recovery. Addicts are stigmatized as drunks, junkies, addicts, and abusers. My intent is to educate others about the negative stigma surrounding addiction and active users. Addiction is a choice. This is a statement that many people mistakenly believe to be true. This branch of believers would argue that because addicts are actively taking their drug of choice every day, it is a choice for addicts to survive this way. But I'm here to debunk this claim because that is simply not the case. This is not the case because habits and addictive tendencies are two completely different concepts. This also doesn't explain why all people won't then become addicted to substances because they release feel-good chemicals known as dopamine for all people. Addicts' minds are wired differently than non-addicts. And after one use of the drug, this chemical changes it has in the mind make addicts feel like they can't return to normalcy and making them feel like they don't know how to live without their drug. Although the first initiative to take the drug is a choice, addiction itself is a disease where it's both mentally and physically impossible to stop consuming. Other classified mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, and dementia are all taken seriously as a disease, just like any other physical diseases are. Think about it. If someone with cancer or diabetes is in need of help, they receive treatment almost immediately. But yet people with addiction have to wait and sometimes don't even receive treatments. If addicts had the choice, they wouldn't want to be struggling to live life facing these difficulties and always having intrusive thoughts about using. Addiction isn't any different compared to these diseases, so it shouldn't be excluded from the category of mental disorders. Nearly every family in America is affected by addiction, yet unfortunately too often, it's not talked about openly and honestly. It's whispered about and it's frowned upon, and those with addiction believe that they are less deserving of care and treatment because of this negative stigma. Today in the United States, only 1 in 9 people get the care and treatment they need for this disorder. These are the people who are mentally struggling and are either scared or unable to receive help because of this stigma. So thinking about all this information I had collected, I wanted to think of what I could do as a way to persuade people into going into recovery. That's when I came up with the idea to create care packages as a welcoming gift for those entering recovery. A lot of women who come into treatment only come in with just the clothes on their backs. So I didn't want the financial part of becoming sober to be an issue for some people. For my senior project, I held a toiletry drive to create bags for recovering addicts. I had set these donation boxes up at Bow High School and Concord High School. Each bag contains essential toiletries, which includes a toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, and conditioner. I wanted to help more ways than just one. I think I messed my slides up. Yes, I did. So I also held a GoFundMe page, and I shared it on social media pages explaining the cause and raising awareness for recovery homes. With my donations, I was able to create 36 care packages and raise $1,000. The money I raised will go to a scholarship fund to provide women a bed and sober living. It also provides them with a fresh start. This small act of kindness really goes a long way. If the first thing that people receive when going to treatment is a welcome bag, it'll make them feel like they made the right decision about what they're doing and that people are supporting them through their journey of recovery. All of these packages and money I collected will be donated to Julia's Place, which is located in Portland, Maine. I decided to donate everything here because this is where my mom became sober. I didn't have a strong relationship with my mom at first. We'd always argue and we didn't really share a deep connection. Julie's Place had changed her life because they allowed her a fresh start with no judgment. They provided her with the resources and the skills to help her make amends with the mistakes she had made while she was using. They also helped her understand that the person she was then was not her true self, and it was her addiction that had consumed her. After talking with my mom, I asked her to go further into detail about how recovery altered her life. She stated that sober living changed my life because I was able to start over again. The woman of the house held me accountable for my actions. Living with women who were just like me made me realize that I wasn't a bad person. I was just a sick person who needed to get well. My start from nothing made me feel grateful for what I had, and made me feel so accomplished from starting working at Dunkin' Donuts to where I am now. And, sorry. And this is my mom right there, and all of the pictures surrounding her are her family that support her today. And in these pictures, she's able to live her life again. And then this middle picture is her with her recovery group. After her own process in recovery, not only has she found a job that she loves, but her relationship with me and her family is stronger than ever. It has made me stronger too, because I have been able to watch someone I love struggle with addiction and losing herself, being able to build up herself again. With her strength, she continues to inspire me and others by sharing her story and communicating to help others struggling addicts stay on the right path to recovery. So many people experience addiction in different ways, and it affects their lives permanently. For my mother, it affected her through a period of time, but she still managed to make herself a better person. Addiction is not something anyone can change in the blink of an eye. It takes a lot of time, effort, and acceptance to fully go through the process of becoming a healthier being. Once people become clean, they have to actively make the choice every day to remain clean, because those intrusive thoughts never go away. So staying clean is a bigger battle than addiction itself. And we need to continue raising awareness and creating programs to help the people who are struggling with substance abuse and addiction, because this is one of the leading causes of death in the US today. Some may think it's a choice, but in reality it is a disease that not everyone can control. This is why we need to treat this matter like it is the disease it is, and not like it's something one can manage on their own. We need to be there for one another who is going through the addiction instead of just judging them. We need to be aware of the negative stigma that surrounds addiction and educate others about the stereotypes so we can end addiction. Thank you.
What questions do you have for Abby about her project?
Sophia?
Do you know how many bags you made in total?
What was that?
How many bags did you make?
I made 36.
Did you ever get any feedback from the place, how they felt about the bags?
Yeah, they were extremely grateful, because it's not like every day that someone goes in and is wanting to do that for them, because nobody knows about it. I think that's it.
Nice job, Abby.